All this talk of goats around here. All I see is sheep in the mirror. Circles getting smaller this year. You make smoke, you're fake woke.
World in panic, panic button. Damn, the hand is nothing, stand for something. Ambulances, damn is coming. Uncle Sam scam the public, can't rebuttal. Plan to damn the man to damn the subtle. Cancel button, hands will clamp the camera puzzle. Channel struggle, can't be muzzled while we sitting shit that can't be shoveled. Hey, whoever sees this and subscribes right now, get free wings. Oh, that's a fly giveaway. What's going on, YouTube? It's Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, people, I put in the extra weekend shift. You guys know we started this BTS journey into the BU. We've taken a little break from it. Don't worry. It is time to continue this deep dive. Next up, we have none other than the Wings short films. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we go any further, listen, I'm going to give a quick shout out to the song in the intro. If you guys like that, I have a brand new album, Blacklist, charted on iTunes for the first time. Very proud of that song as well. If you want to support me and support the channel directly, a great way is by checking out the music. I promise I don't let you guys down. I'll put the links to that below. Also, shout out to the Patreon family, exclusive reactions and content on there. A ton of BTS related content on there. So if you guys want to join the Patreon fam, all links down there. But anyways, you know what we're here for. BTS, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got. Greatest intro in the game. What we got?
The rhythms of day and night. Two different words coming from two opposite poles mingled during this time.
The rhythms of day and night. And what has been the play throughout the BU? Good and evil, light and dark. Innocence, childhood versus maturity, and how do we accept the shadows and the sins of an adult world when we come from that innocence? And I read somewhere in one of the comments as we've been diving into the BU, you talk about how this series is inspired by the book Damien. And what Damien explores is the same sort of values that BTS explores throughout this BU of coming to terms with developing and maturing in this world that is corrupt, that can be cold, that has flaws, and the flaws within ourselves, and kind of how do we control ourselves, but how do we deal with that loss of control at the same time out in the real world, and that duality between good and evil, and the light and darkness within us all as we come of age, as we mature and shed that childhood innocence, yet we want to hold on to it so badly and not let go. And where do we go now with this? Let's see.
Mingled during this time.
So whistling. Piano on fire. Bird. Jungkook having bad dreams. Was that a bird on his shirt too? Yeah. He's wearing what? Yeah, the bird. He's got white and dark. Light and darkness again. White, innocence, purity. But maybe the shorts being black or that sin and darkness creeping in. And we know the horrific act that he does, stabbing dad. Or a stepfather. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh no, sorry, the stabbing is I'm getting things confused. Come on, Knox, keep it together. We're in the BU. We're back in this universe. Don't worry, I'm putting my cap on. I'm going to crank through this Wings series, man. That's a hell of a picture. Why was it bleeding? Wow. Ooh. Blood. Nothing like painting with blood.
there's so much happening. So little. They really love their symbolism. And for me, the birds, right? And you hear the sound of the birds and the outlines of them, but we never actually see them. And to me, that's representing that metaphor of freedom and the feeling of being trapped. And I also take it as deeper levels, like right there, like the picture's on fire, sort of burning their art. I mean, they use this art to express themselves as their outlet, but this art also represents their sins and their darkness. And then the burning piano, that's more from Suga, so maybe we're just alluding to different parts throughout the BU, as well as Jungkook's own story. And we know the significance of the water, right? And you hear the sound of the dripping water being reverted to sometimes, and then obviously floating down in the water. We see V, we see the leap into the water in the BU, and kind of taking the dive of maturity, kind of washing away our past sins. But in this case, the art is still bleeding, and he is still hurt, and he still maybe feels trapped, possibly within the art. So it all burns. Isn't it funny how water sounds as fire is burning? Pay attention to that contradiction, that juxtaposition, man. The ticking of the clock, time, BTS time. Picture of the bird like he has on his shirt. And he spreads his wings. But he's not actually showing his wings, it's just his shadow, so it's the wings inside. Like he needs to be free himself and break free from the cage and how he's trapped, but really it's himself that is that cage. Wow. In the black and the white now playing off of each other. What is happening? What does that mean? What are those symbols? Oh, there's always more questions than there are answers. Right, well that was part 1, so we're going to jump into part 2 now.
My parents' house made up one rhythm. This rhythm was familiar to me in almost every way. Mother and father, love and strictness, model behavior, and school.
He must be quoting from Damien. RM. I think so. Is that how we're going to set up all these little miniseries? Again, that looks like a painting. And it is. Reflecting the art that we saw in the first one with Jungkook. Now we got Jimin, white walls. The camera, representing the camera that he uses. Oh, that's clever. That's very clever. As we've seen him use the camera in the video. What's he smiling about? What are those different symbols? I love the white again. You have the innocence, but to me the white expresses something a little bit different here as well. Sort of like a blank, emotionless state. In the first few cards that he gets shown. Hang on. Let's see if my theory's right. Yeah, no emotion really, right? Representing the white. And there he just showed something quickly, but once the camera came on, it kind of hit it. Like he has to be a different person for the camera. Could be an allegory to the fame and how they deal with the camera. He's laughing at that one though. So it changes when he gets shown that symbol. I wonder which symbol that is. Now we fall back. The pills, like J-Hope. J-Hope supposing to be OD'd in the hospital bed, but he reaches out and J-Hope isn't there? Oh. Let's go. Where's he going?
숨겨냈던 날 찾아줘 이 거짓 속에 헤어날 수 없어
Oh, you hear the gunshot. What choreography right there with the gunshot, like he was shot.
돌려놔줘 거리 널
Oh, there's the piano again. Was the apple. We talked about the apple. Adam and Eve taking a bite of the apple, representing sin. And then the piano again from Suga. Oh, and then drowning in the bathtub. Falls back into it. Wow. Oh, what a cool shot right there as he falls and then he falls out of bed. As the world just gets turned upside down. Because there's a lot of... I love that bending because that kind of reflects that transition right there of what is reality. You know, we don't actually know what's happening in the character's mind and what's happening kind of in the real world. And that seems to be a theme throughout this. And that visual transition right there is a perfect representation of that. Oh no, the white starts to go away and it all turns to black. Trapped in the art now? Oh no, he bit the apple. Don't bite the apple, bro. That's not good. Is that just the hint of a smile? It looks like just the hint, but his eyes look so dead and emotionless there. Wow. It's great acting. He's turning the camera back on the art now. Oh, one of the symbols represents biting of the apple. Oh, that's so clever. That's stupid clever. Oh my goodness. Right. Let's move on to number 3 now. This is wild, man. So intricate.
It was the first fissure in the columns that had upheld my childhood, which every individual must destroy before he can become himself. Such fissure and rents grow together again, heal and are forgotten. But in the most secret recesses, they continue to live and bleed.
Wow. Yeah, that's Damien. What a quote there. You know, you talk about the pillars, the foundations that are built through our childhood, of our expectations of how we are, how we develop, and the thought process that it's almost feels counterintuitive that we have to destroy those pillars and we have to kind of break that connection to childhood in order to truly move forward and develop and lose that innocence. And it's scary losing that innocence and kind of embracing the duality within ourselves. Oh man, forgot how deep this is. What's V doing? Is he making graffiti or scraping it off? Ruh-roh. Oh, boy just got arrested, huh? What an eerie use of music to transition that. I don't know what he's saying. Is he doing Morse code? Kind of jazzy. Who did he just get hit by? He's obviously reenacting scenes here. Is he getting beat by his dad, who he stabs later on? I think so. Is that a chain phone booth? Yeah, chain phone booth. Like, he feels trapped. He feels like he can't communicate what he's going through, and instead he has to show us instead of speaking it, right? He can't communicate. That's why the phone booth's trapped. That's why all these actions are happening without words, because that's the only way that he can show us. I take that as. And, you know, his story is one, you know, where he is acting out because of all the trauma and emotional duress he's going through within his family unit, and his dad beating his mom. And then obviously we know the darkness and where that goes. So you see him acting out in these ways, getting arrested with all that. Whoa, who else is there? I couldn't tell who was in the room. Oh, is that mom? And that's dad drinking. Oh man, what mirroring though, because dad's drinking right there. Yep. And then the police officer who's questioning him is drinking a bottle of water. Maybe that triggers V going back in time to that past and reflecting on that situation. It acts as an emotional trigger.
그때 나한테 왜 그랬어?
I don't know what you said, but it sounded
I'm sorry,
awesome.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I want a puppy.
My sister. 숨겨도 감춰도 지워지지 않아.
Oh, that's just not fair.
So cry, please dry my eyes.
No! Not the puppy! Is he cutting his hair like an anime character going through a transformation? No, not the cage. He just channeled his inner NF. When did this drop? 2016? So I wonder who came up with the cage first. Somebody's going to have to check that for me because I want to know that. Who got that from who? Because NF being in the cage, very similar setup with the black, dark background. V now being trapped in this cage. And notice how the white dog walks away. The white dog. And I think that represents his childhood and his innocence and that playfulness. And all of a sudden, that gets taken away from him. And then he gets separated and trapped within his own actions and the own consequences to those actions of stabbing his dad. Had a little bit of a jazz vibe, man. That was smooth. And yet so sad.
전화 한 통만 하게 해주세요.
I don't know what he said. This is cool. So all these different symbols were being shown before. When that robotic arm was showing the card, the different symbols represent each one of our BTS members and their story. And they reveal how they got their symbols at the end of each one of these short films. That's clever. That is stupid clever. So the knife going through it. V with the knife. Taking a bite of the out of the apple before. Oh, man. So now we'll reveal what the fourth one is. Because we're on to number 4, I think. Yeah.
There are numerous ways in which God can make us lonely and lead us back to ourselves.
Oh, that's a hell of a
This
quote.
was the way he dealt with me at that time.
First love. Oh, man, I love that little trick. Nighttime scene, right? And if it's not raining, then fill the street with water. And you just get some really cool bending and reflections and this sort of mirror imaging within the play on the light as it reflects on the water of the street. That's dope. Uh-oh. Nice one-arm throw, baby. Oh boy, like Roger Clemens in this building. He doesn't care about the alarm. He's gonna get lost in the music, huh? And there's his piano before it burns. He's obviously going through something. There's that whistling like we heard in the first episode. So now the whistling connects. Jungkook and the whistling. Wandering down this road, the road of life, this path, not knowing where it ends. Again, great symbolism. And he's following the whistling. Uh-oh. No, because he didn't get hit by the car. He's not the one who got hit by the car, but see the mirroring again? It almost could have been a car crash on his life. Ooh. But what does the car hit? Did it hit him in the end? Ooh, those strings are beautiful. Haunting, though, and dark. Jimin's bathtub? Oh, the car hit the music shop. But he wasn't there to get hit by it in the end. And there's his piano on fire. Oh, it's like a spider web of connections. Wow. So what's his symbol gonna be? The keys to the piano. Right. More reveals happening. Wow. So that whistling saves him, and that whistling from someone else. So I take that as an implication, you know, he was drowning in his own doubt and depression and darkness, and he was saved by someone else, right? From the car crash and the car hitting him. But he still feels the repercussions of that and the consequences, in a sense, because his piano still gets lit on fire and it burns through his art, and it still has an effect on him, and it leaves its scars. I take that as. What is happening? It's just, it's crazy the amount of depth and thought and detail that is put into this series, that is put into so much of BTS's music. I don't want to hear anyone ever tell me that they are just a K-pop group. They're so much more than that. And as a writer myself, as someone who thinks very deeply about each and every line, I really appreciate the hell out of this, man. This is cool. We'll be back for more. BTS, you were Knox Hill certified. So if you guys like today's video, as always, be sure to smash that like button. Listen if you're here at the end. Obviously enjoying the content. Do me a favor, support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. As always, just a reminder, stay safe, stay positive. It's Knox Hill. Catch you again. I'm out.